And Viva Los Sneakers. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Hey, good morning, man. I was on the wake up list. Blessed to do the show with you today.
Definitely. Another beautiful day here in DFW for me and Detroit for you. I see you ready for the rematch of last year right now.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to it. Don't worry. But it's once again we having a lot more fun here in the in Sports Talk with Kamau Felix. It is October 12th, 2024, and we ready. We ready for another great day. We got an action pack. We jam with a lot of facts. We might not be able to get to everything, but we're gonna try our best to get to everything. Of course, topic of the week as brought to you by who you, our viewers, voted by you overwhelmingly. The topic of the week are the Detroit Tigers. I got my shirt back on. I got my hat back on. As you can see, I'm being a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Superstitious. I've been wearing this for a minute, and we doing pretty good with it on. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? That's what I say. We're gonna keep wearing it. I'm surprised that you didn't wear your Cleveland jersey again. But I can see why, because it's time for the Lions to come on back. Mr. Brown, how you doing, sir? Good morning.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. Greg Brown. Mr. Boogie Down Brown himself. All right. What I'm doing, as I always do in the background, make sure everything is up and running so I can see Twitch. I got LinkedIn right here. I got YouTube here, and I got me and you in the front. So we ready to go.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's jump right into it.
Absolutely.
5-game series. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We on all 6 platforms. On Instagram, go to Marcus's page. Is that the HR passion? I'm gonna get a clarification for everybody in just a minute. So we know where to find us. And that's what, as always, get on the phone, text somebody. Send up a smoke signal. Hey, Kamau Felix is back. And then we got some good stuff today. Sorry about that. We're going to jump right into it again. Game 5. What's your thoughts? I already know what your thoughts is, but we got to get it out. We got to get it on record. What you say?
About to get the fairy tale comes to an end. It's over. You had a chance. You had them Thursday night. It's over. You will lose in Cleveland. They'll probably beat you like 7-0.
7-0. Okay. You said 7-0. That's your prediction. I'm saying 3-2 Tigers.
Remember that? Remember in Rocky 4 when he went to fight Drago in Russia, and remember after the first round, he came to the corner and Duke was like, "Hey, what's going on out there?" He's like, "He's winning. I see 3 of them." He's like, "Yeah, get the one in the middle. Get the one in the middle." That's what's about to happen to y'all. Get the one in the middle. Yeah, it's over, man. I mean, you had a chance at home. If you go back and you look at the movie Major League, who did they beat to win the pennant? They beat the Yankees. How can they beat the Yankees? Because they got to get rid of the Tigers. It's over, man. Look, kudos. You had a good season on. Got to get Cinderella back here. It's over, man.
Okay. Of course, that was what I was as the clock struck 12 on Cinderella. We shall see, and right about an hour. Game is on TBS.
Yeah, this is what y'all needed Thursday night. Y'all didn't have this. That's why y'all lost. That's what y'all needed Thursday night. I mean, look, I'm gonna say, like, y'all win if, but y'all not. But y'all had a good season, man. It just come to the end, man. Everything comes to an end.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching the game. Like I normally do on Saturday, half asleep. While the game is mostly watching me, after having a nice long week and still doing other work for the folks that actually pay the bills. Until we get this settled, we start getting some bills paid in around here, which is gonna happen soon. I got a plan. We're gonna be doing lots of commercials for folks, and commercials just gonna be up in the corner, And it's just gonna pop up, and you're like, "Hey, that's new, that's new." And we're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna give it a 10-second little blur from folks that's gonna go see him, just gonna go see him." Like what you got over there again? Tell me again what you got. Who's your buddy?
Oh, you talking about my man right here? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what y'all needed Thursday. But it's over, man. Like I say, I had a good season. It's over. Because that's a lot of pressure to put on Tarek Scoop. That's a lot of pressure to put on that one man, young man. Because he could go out and pitch an ace of a game, right? But if y'all don't get the run support, that off or not. I seen what I seen Thursday night. I seen a whole totally different Indian team than I didn't seen the whole postseason. I was like, man, that Freeze kid, Matt Freeze or whatever his name, that he took the win out the sail. I was like, my man, okay. He like, I'll put y'all on my back. Don't worry. Now they going home. It's gonna be rocking. The game was supposed to be 808. Now I got pushed up to 108. They talking about the weather. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with the weather. Like Denzel said, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too. It ain't got nothing to do with that. They just want to get y'all out the way early. You want to know why? Because they don't want to compete with Ohio State and Oregon tonight. They don't want you going back and forth flipping in channels. So when y'all get out, you'll be back home. They'll be back home in time to see Ohio State and Oregon.
Okay. Either way, both teams will be done by the end. You say 7-0 Cleveland. I'm saying 3-2 Tigers. Either way, I'm hoping it'll be a good game. I'm very confident that the Tigers can do it. If they don't do it, will I be upset? Like we talked about it last week. As a fan, I'll be happy that they've done what they're supposed to do. But as a competitor, I'll be upset because you don't get there that far just to give up the ghost. And hopefully they'll play a good enough game too. If they lose it going into the 8th or 9th inning, as opposed to giving it up in the 1st or 2nd inning and then don't play up to the potential from there. So
okay, I have a question. As you being a diehard Tiger fan, a true fan, if you when you get eliminated today, do you bring back that core of the team minus Javi Baez, of course, but do you bring all of them back, or do you try to go get Juan Soto from the Stankies?
Me, I'm going to get. I done made some extra money, so for me to go out and sign a few players, I done put some money back in my pocket since I done had some home games. I got some concessions that I didn't think I was going to get. I got some parking. I got some seats that the MLB not going to tax me on. Plus, I'm getting some more TV money, so I'm going to go sign some people. Me, history has said that no, they're going to bring back what they did right here. Javi Baez and all. We're gonna rehab him all winter. We're gonna take him to Lakeland next month, and he's gonna be down there rehabbing. We're gonna put him in the winter league and somewhere, and he's gonna be ready to go come February. That's history. That's the Tigers' history.
Okay.
But it's not up to me. If it was up to me, I would have made some different moves at the deadline. I'd have brought in some more players. And but the thing about it is when you do that stuff, you go to the winter meetings, you make those kind of plays and trades. Do you want to really deplete your farm system? So I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Okay.
So we will see. I was jump really quickly into the Royals and Yankees. Yankees won that series 3-1. We both had the Yankees. Padres and Dodgers. You had Padres. I had Dodgers. Dodgers took them down last night. Mets and Phillies. You had the Mets, I had the Phillies. Mets are going to the next level. Now we have the Tigers and Guardians. Whoever win that game versus the Yankees. Of course, I'm going to say if the Tigers win, the Tigers are going to beat the Yankees. But if the Guardians win, I'm going to have the Yankees beating the Guardians. Who you got on your prediction on that side?
Same. I got the same. I believe if the Yankees, it'll be the Yankees because, like you said, what sells? That'll be a good World Series. Yankees versus Dodgers, right? Right. But yeah.
Speaking of which, in the NLCS, we got the Mets and Dodgers. Who you got for that one?
The Dodgers. Yeah. I had the Padres too. I can't believe Tatis. No. You should have it. And then did they even score last night?
I think it was one. They think they scored one run.
So
3-1, something like that.
They lost 2-1. No, they lost 2-0. They lost 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, they lost 2-0.
Okay. Let me take a quick look at it because I thought it was 3-1, but me and my memory is not where it used to be.
2-0. I just thought about they put Yu Darvish on their mound. I don't know why they put him out there. That's equivalent to putting what you say we shall see, said the black man.
I can tell you, it was 2-0. I like Yu Darvish. I've always been a Yu Darvish fan because he was here in Texas.
I never liked Yu Darvish. When I got home and I seen I was like, that's who. Then they gave him the game. He horrible. About as useless as a no-mouth dog at a frisbee contest. It's just
a one-legged man in the butt kicking contest.
Man, horrible, man. I was like, out of all the pitchers you could have pitched out there, throughout there, you put Yu Darvish. Oh my God. I'm like, they weren't trying to win.
Okay. Oh man. Well, I think they made that move because Yu Darvish got a lot of good experience. He's tried and true, but that's probably also depends on what they have left in the bullpen too. At this point, a lot of teams have been using like Tigers. Tigers not the only team that have been using 6 pitchers out of the bullpen a game. So you never know who's left and who has the ability to still go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once again, click like, click share. Don't forget to get the book. This book right here, Gratefulness Journey Every Day, written by the one. There we go. Gratefulness Journey Every Day by Mr. Marcus Holmes, the whiz that lives in Oz, the man behind the scenes, too sharp and too clean, never mean. Marcus Holmes back there taking care of business. Next week is Sweetest Day, so if you want to get a nice sweet gift for somebody, you can order this and have it order it now. You have it by Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be right there on your doorstep. But just send it right directly to the person you want them to have it. You can send them with a nice little note that say, from your secret admirer. Why? Because we need you to get it together because we're going to be together forever. And if you get it together, we be tougher than love. Woo, look at that. Look at that. Run DMC in the building. Oh, yeah.
DPS finest.
That's right. DPS product. That's right. That good public school education. All right, we're going to slide right into college football. Michigan and Michigan State both have a bye, which is kind of odd. Both have a bye this week going into the game against each other. Next week it'll be. They have not announced the time of the. No, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is Paul Bunyan time. They haven't quite announced the time of the game. Next week, Michigan goes to Illinois and Michigan State goes to Iowa. Quickly, we want to talk about last week's loss to Washington. We both picked that Michigan was going to lose that game. Me more so is because teams that go across the Mississippi and go that far east or go that far west normally tend to lose. Much like when Michigan State was good and they went out to Washington a couple of years, 2 years ago, and they got jumped on by the kid that's in Atlanta now,
Michael Penix Jr.
Michael Penix, yeah. Which was he owed them after he gave that game away at the end a couple of years ago at homecoming when he was still at Indiana. So yeah. I like next week for the home team. We're gonna do the predictions next week, but it's hard to go to Kinnick Stadium to play, and Bielema he just finds a way to win. If they'd have left him alone in Wisconsin, they definitely be ahead of where they are now. But when you got an athletic director who still want to run, who still want to coach and tell everybody what to do, Alvarez, just like they did in Nebraska for all those years. You got your ex coaches, your AD, keeping up mess. Even though he was in the Senate. He was still pretty much running things. Tom Osborne making it tough on everybody. So,
but he was a proven champion. You had to listen to it.
Both of them were proven champions. Both Tom Osborne had a national championship. Barry Alvarez was known for beating Michigan when he wasn't supposed to, going out to the Rose Bowl doing well. He was Mr. 10-win season. I get it, but You got to let the next man do sink or swim on their own merit. And if you can't do that, that's not right. You can't be at every press conference in the background like this. When I was there, I wouldn't have gave up 250 yards of rushing. You can't do that to the man. And you know who else was terrible with that? The ex Notre Dame coach. What is his name?
Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz. He did that a lot to the coach down in LSU now. He would be on every show that he could find. And speaking about how well Notre Dame should do this year, and if they don't win the national championship, because we did this and then the parallel is this. I'm like, that's wrong. Let that man sink or swim on his own merit. So when he left LSU, I wasn't surprised. When you got coaches like that in the background who can't let it go, what are you to do?
But that's who set the standard, right? Notre Dame, when Lou Holtz was at Notre Dame, kids went to Notre Dame. They didn't go to Notre Dame when Brian Kelly took over. Same thing with Barry Alvarez. Kids, the one great rusher they had at Wisconsin was Ron Dane. And in the 4 years Ron Dane was at Wisconsin, he never rushed for 100 yards over at Michigan, either when they played at Wisconsin or in Ann Arbor. So he kind of made the standard. You gotta have the guy that bridges.
I understand. But in order to let the coach that they hire, that of course that you helped hire, because nothing, those decisions don't go through, don't get made without your input. You got to let that man do his job. You can't be standing behind him literally in his shadow, talking junk about the stuff he didn't do, or should have done.
But the way you remove him from the shadow is go out and win. Then you don't have to hear his shadow. Same thing with Tom Osborne. Scott Frost, that Scott Frost firing is gonna come back to haunt him. Scott Frost didn't have the talent when he was at Nebraska.
He did not.
You know what I'm saying? His resume spoke for itself. Won the national championship, even though they shared it with Michigan. He won the national championship. They averaged 600 on the ground. Their running back was Ahmad Green. Later went on and played for the Packers. So I get where they're coming from. When Lou Holtz was at Notre Dame, even once he left Notre Dame, he went to South Carolina, and he started winning in South Carolina. He did better in South Carolina than what's my man name? Used to coach
ball coach.
The ball coach. He did better than Steve Spurrier.
Yeah.
So I get it. I wouldn't want to be that guy in the box, like, okay, Kamau's my predecessor. I'm gonna go to every press conference and say that. If that's the case, then you should say the same thing with Nick Saban on the board. How you gonna hire me, but he still got input? But I get it. Nick Saban is the granddaddy of college football.
Nick Saban cleaned out that office yet? He still got that office on campus.
I bet you Nick Saban got a key still. I bet you he still got the same parking spot. I bet there's probably a whole lot of stuff that he's going to have to, over time, he's going to have to board. He's going to have to put his foot down. But right now, nah. At the end of the day, Nick Saban was college football.
Yeah.
Like if Nick Saban told them right now, hey, I want my job back, they'd fire him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
No, they probably wouldn't fire him. They'd probably just ask him to resign. We want to go a different route. That's what they're probably.
And the thing is, DeBoer would be more than happy to do it because he would understand the reasoning behind it.
Absolutely.
He'd be like the LSU coach. How many reasons I got to go? How much y'all gonna pay me? Well, we're gonna sign this NDA. We're gonna sign this this buyout, and hey, I can, how many years I got to sit out? 2 years. All right, let me go put my feet up and go hang with the wife for a little while.
Right.
I would definitely understand. You're right. That could definitely happen. All right. Moving forward, the national letter of intent has changed. There's no more National Signing Day. Now the intent is if a kid selects to go to your school, it is not locked in until they get their financial aid package, whether it be through NIL or just from the school in general. Kids say we flip this kid. There's no such thing as flipping the kid because they're technically not beholden to anybody anymore. So they can go anywhere at any time. Of course, you can you can get a commitment from them. You can get a verbal commitment. But at the end of the day, if they say, hey, This is what I'm not coming here. I'm going to go there even on the day of or day after the quote unquote signing period. As long as he show up on campus and they give him a financial aid package and he accepts it, then he goes to that school. What are your thoughts on that?
College football is a joke. Man, I'm here to say it today at 11:20 on this show, doing this fine show with you. College football is a joke. And next to follow is going to be college basketball. Because now it seems like if your father was some big time alumnus that played at the university, look, did you just see what Duke did? I meant to tell you, they just signed Carlos Boozer's sons, the twins.
Oh, the twins, yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah. They won it too.
Okay, my point is this: Kamau Williams, if you attended Duke. But you were just Kamau Williams. You wasn't Kamau Williams, that top recruit. Would Duke would have came knocking at that door in Texas for your son? Here, let me answer for you. No. What I'm saying is, stop doing that, man. Okay, Boozer went there. Okay, what did Boozer do? The whole year, they got one national.
He had a better. In my opinion, he had more of a better pro career than he had a college career.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, as far as his college career, he got the one national when they upset at Maryland and they won the national. What was that? 0-1? I think that was. They beat Arizona with Lauren Woods. He transferred from Wake Forest. It was Lauren Woods and Gilbert Arenas now. And they beat them that year. Other than that, what else he got? I mean, what else did he do? They should have had two, but they got popped by Maryland that year in the Final Four. But the year before that, they beat Arizona. Other than that, what did he do at Duke?
That's right. When he stole the ball out of his hand, when he went to go get the play, he put the ball on his arm, looked at Krzyzewski, he snatched the ball from him.
What year was that?
Maryland. That was the Maryland game against Duke.
Oh, that was with LaRon Profit and Juan Dixon. Because the Juan Dixon, we actually drafted Juan Dixon. The Pistons had Juan Dixon. He played with the Wizards with Mike for a minute, and we ended up getting him. But yeah, I mean, I looked at that like, man, this is crazy. College basketball will follow college football. College football is a joke. Bobby Bowden, rest in peace. Joe Paterno, rest in peace. All them old coaches probably rolling in their grave. This would have never happened. Well, can you imagine? Can you imagine Charlie Ward with an NIL deal?
Well, they did, but they didn't call it NIL. It was just a bag of money that was on the floor when they came back from
the Foot Locker deal. That's what it was. The Foot Locker scam.
they just, no, seriously, they show up at their apartment and somebody had a key from the maintenance department and it was a bag in their bedroom on the floor.
Did you ever notice that the whole Foot Locker scandal with the Florida State football team? Charlie Ward was never mentioned in the report. So you tell me Charlie Ward didn't get nothing? Come on, man. Right. Come on, man.
I can tell you some stories. I wasn't even on team.
I can tell you some stories that I don't even want to.
I'm not going to.
No sports
but we know. We know.
We can do them in person because if we it's only an hour in the show.
And these are stories that have been substantiated by more than one person independently about stuff that happened.
The things I seen with these baby brown eyes, I couldn't believe. I was like, wow, like. I'm going outside. That's what I said. I'm going outside.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So it happened everywhere. No matter where you at, it happens everywhere, and it still does. There's still the $100 handshake. It's still the places they go out to eat and then they don't pay for nothing. That's those. Some of those things are never going to change.
Right.
But a lot of it is more legal, quote unquote, in the way they do things. In terms of in the eyes of the NCAA.
Hush. Like, remember, I don't even know if you've seen the documentary, The Best That Never Was, Marcus Dupree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, remember when he was like,
Oklahoma.
Right. Remember he was like, they were like, man, you supposed to have an apartment. You supposed to have a car. You supposed to have, and he was like, what? Like, I just want to play football.
Yep.
Those athletes don't exist no more.
Yep. So he was like, Coach, I'm about to fly home. Okay, so we put him on the plane. Like, what? Right. Wait a minute, just put him on the plane. I'll be back. I'll be back. As you know, he in there working out. They go home. They go to see him. He working out. I'm like, oh, this is stuff they openly talk about that they did. Brian Boswell openly talks about how Swisher was like, okay, that's enough of those steroids now. Coach, you told us to stop, so we stopped. This is stuff that you see in interviews. So yeah, so this is nothing new. Gilbert Arenas said the same. You're right. Gilbert Arenas said he took a pay cut when he went pro, but that's nothing new. They was it Cassie Russell when he went to the Knicks said that he was making more money at Michigan than he did for the Knicks, playing for the Knicks. So yeah, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. This is stuff years and years and years that's been going on.
So you think Jalen Rose falsified in the Fab Five story? Because remember, he came out and said people thought we were getting it good at Michigan, and we weren't. He was like, I drove a Dodge Shadow that my mom gave me. Rest in peace to Janine Rose. But that's why I was like, wow. But then when you go back and you hear the stories about UNLV, that's why I was like, well, maybe they wasn't really getting what you thought they were getting.
They was getting a little something, but not as much as they probably should have.
Okay.
I'll put it like that, because I'm not saying that they were all hip and high on the hog, but they wasn't broke either. So did of course he say, hey, I took some money? Yeah, he admitted it. Chris Webber will probably never admit it, even though it's pretty much common knowledge that he did something. They all get a little something. And I've heard this many times, from the number 1 guy to the number 12 guy on the basketball. They all got a little something. The other, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys got more, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 still got something. Same thing with the football team. Starters got more than the non-starters. If you was on scholarship, you got something. If you was a walk-on, you got a meal during the season, but you couldn't go to training table meal. That's just how it was. You got to eat. You got to go to training table. That was it. And you had to go to practice. You had to go to practice at 5 in the morning. Everybody else, and you got to go to you had to go to study hall, but you wasn't getting the big stuff, and you didn't dress on Saturday. You might get to be on the sideline, but you might have to sit in the student section with everybody else. No, seriously, that's how it was.
So you were Rudy on Saturdays. You was Rudy. You dress. You was part of Notre Dame football. You just didn't get to dress. Okay.
That's how it was with all the teams. If you were walk on and you didn't make the travel team, you didn't travel. But if it was a home game, once they started saying you couldn't dress no more than, it went from dress how many you want to 115 to 95. And it's less than that now.
It's like 75, right? Something like that.
Yeah. It's almost like at the pro game where you can only dress so many. And that was because teams were putting it was widely documented. Teams were putting guys on scholarship not because they wanted them, because they wanted to keep them away from other programs. Okay, now I got you. Now the national letter of intent. You with me? You transfer. You're gonna sit a year. You can't go to the school that you want to go to. I'm gonna block that. So you might as well stay.
Right.
You're gonna get yourself education. So that's this stuff that's been going on for years. So that's probably a good reason why they got the national letter of intent the way it is. And it's gonna be more changes coming down the pipe. That's just life. That's just how it goes. All right, we're gonna move quickly to the games of the week. Quickly, Vanderbilt jumped on Alabama and walked those goalposts 2 miles to the river. And Nashville is it Nashville? And they threw it in the river.
Tennessee.
Man, the recovery team was out there in the middle of the night trying to get them goalposts. Because you got to play next week. You can't afford to. What you gonna do? Go to the nearest high school? The high school goalposts are H's. The college and pro are the hook U, where high schools are H's. So you can't go get the goalposts from the high school because that's not what they have unless you're in Texas, and that's the regulation for the high school because of cost. So what did you think about that game?
I think Alabama. It's the same as it would be the same to me as the year Notre Dame beat Florida State in South Bend. Then the following week they lost to Boston College 41-38. You got to lick your wounds because that Florida State game took everything out of Notre Dame. Same thing with Alabama. Alabama had just beat Georgia, and now, okay, we go down to Vanderbilt. It'll be a little tough of a game, but they overlooked them.
Who was the reason that they lost that game?
Mike DeBoer didn't prepare his players.
Nick Saban. And here's why. Nick Saban said, They said, Nick Saban, what's the easiest place to play? What's the hardest place to play in the SEC? Well, all the teams are hard. All the places that play on the road are hard to play, except for Vandy. Oh, let's put that in everybody's locker. Everybody's locker. I blame that loss on Nick Saban. I still say DeBoer has, he's still making up that team his team.
Right.
He's still in the process of converting everything to his way. Of course, it's still his first year. They're doing well. They still probably make the playoffs. They may lose in the SEC championship, and they'll probably be an 8 or 9 seed. They'll still go to the playoffs. Where in the past they would have. So that's where where they are. I'm not against that. It's definitely a letdown game, yeah, because you got to go in after playing so emotional and winning, literally on the last drive on interception by the rookie, by the freshman. It happens, but we're gonna see where they're gonna come back from here. All right, really quickly, games of this week. This week's game of the week. We got 2 of them. We got Oregon versus Ohio State. Ohio State is going across the Mississippi River to go out to Oregon. We're going to save our prediction for that one. And we got Texas and Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry, 3:30 in the Cotton Bowl. I was just in there the other day at the State Fair. The Cotton Bowl is inside the State Fair in Texas. And you could see down on the field, they had the fields all nice, looking nice. I could see the Oklahoma side where they had everything. They were finishing up the finishing touches in the end zone. The Texas on the other side where they run in at. That's the because there's only one entrance, because that's an old stadium. They come in on the Oklahoma side, and it looked good. I had never been in there. Every year I say I'm gonna go to that Prairie View Grambling game, but I still ain't make it this year. But the stadium looks good. I'm looking forward to both of those games. What's your thoughts on both of those games? Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas, Oklahoma.
Being that Oregon, the Ducks, they quacked the Spartans. Yeah, they in for a battle today. Because Ryan Day, this is one of the tough ones. This game is about as important as that last game or that fateful Saturday in November. But like I said, we'll hold our prediction to the end. And as far as Texas and Oklahoma,
you got Ewers are starting.
Yeah, that's a toss-up. Usually they play that at high noon. I'm shocked they got pushed back to 3:30. But my man back, so we'll see what he do. Quinn Ewers is back. Me personally, I would have left it like it was. I would have started Archie Manning and had Quinn Ewers back him up. That's what I would have did. But maybe that's why
you're gonna have a quick hook. You do know that is a quick hook.
You know what? It depends on how Steve plays. Steve is a good coach, good recruiter, good coach. Comes from background talented programs, Alabama, USC. He's a good guy. Me personally, I would have left it like it was, because your future is Archie Manning. Quinn Ewers is a senior, so I would have told him like this: look, I'll help your draft stock. Your biggest game, your biggest win on your profile so far is against Michigan. Even though Michigan has kind of declined, you still went into Ann Arbor and you manhandled them 31-13 or 31-17 or whatever the score was. So you just didn't beat them. You kind of beat them. And that's how I would have pitched it to him if I was Sarkisian.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna put our stamp on it at the end with our prediction of 2 good games today. Probably 2 great games. Oregon don't lose too many in Oregon. But last year who they lose to? They lost to Washington in Oregon last year. So that was a rare occasion. So we're gonna see what happened. But Washington was going up the road, going down the road as opposed to going across the Mississippi River. So there's a little bit of a difference. Right. Once again, don't forget to click like, click share. We have a update Love and Stuff Passion Guy on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Look for my name on all of that. On Facebook, we are on Love and Stuff page. We're on Love in the Scriptures page. We're on Marcus's Love and Stuff page and my page. On LinkedIn, look for my name. Look for my name on Twitter and Twitch. All the same. And we moving on up. We're gonna move it on up to the east side. All right, we're moving to the NFL. Going to the NFL. Lions versus Cowboys. Returning to the scene of the crime. After last year, I was so upset. It was a Saturday. Even though I knew that the Cowboys were probably gonna win, but the way they took that away from the Lions, it was a crazy scene. They turned it to the scene of the crime. How you think that's gonna go? What you think? Lions gonna show up this time with more of a purpose?
You can show up anytime you want, as long as you got. I'm always go to reference to the man in charge. You don't have a coach until you get a coach. When it comes to big games like this, San Fran just always hunt y'all. He is stuck in his ways. He is not a coach. So if it comes down to something dramatic, prepare to lose. The good thing is, like I said, I got Michael Parsons on. He's not playing, right? Everything is in your favor. Michael Parsons not playing. They don't know about the other guy. He probably won't play. They sure can't stop the run. But you're going to keep them in the game because of the bonehead plays your coach is going to make. Well, he's not a coach. So that's why it's going to be close. And I hold my prediction for that too. I mean, you already know my prediction. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got to get a coach, man. You got to get a coach.
You think CeeDee Lamb going to put up another 100 yards of receiving, over 100 yards of receiving?
It depends on who you put. If you put Terrion on holding, he might double that. Because, dude, look, at the end of the day, it's going to come to a point where you got to say, okay, he's not a rookie no more. He is averaging at least 2 a game, pass interference. You're not getting away with that. You might have got away with that at Alabama and the SEC. This is the pros now. Dude need help. Go back and get Sutton. Go get Sutton out the jail cell and put him back up. I mean, I'm just saying, this dude is, man, Terrion Arnold is because you're going to end up linking up with him. It's going to end up CeeDee Lamb. He's going to cover CeeDee Lamb. And it might come at a crucial part of the game. But if I was Lions fans, and I'm not a Lions fan, I would go after Robert Salas and tell Aaron Glenn, here's your paycheck, and we even threw something in extra for you.
Oh, when I said that about the San Fran defensive coordinator, you told me I was crazy. I'd have brought in the San Fran defensive coordinator. I would hire Robert Saleh right now as a consultant.
If Robert Saleh never leaves San Fran, you don't have that guy that you're talking about, that you're prologuing for him. So that's what I'm saying. Robert Saleh was better than him. So I would go after Robert Saleh.
At this point, I wouldn't make the change permanently.
Yeah, you make the change.
I would definitely hire him as a consultant.
No, you want to know why you make the change now? Because you're only 5 games in. You got to go 12 with nothing. You don't got no bye, no nothing. That's why you make the change now. Just tell Aaron Glenn, hey man, we want to go a different direction. Watch how that defense change. That defense will change completely. Terrion Arnold wouldn't even be out there, guaranteed. Robert Saleh had up.
I'm not against making a change. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
I'm not against it, but I would grease the skills a little bit better by saying we're gonna bring him in as a consultant to look over our films and schemes and see where we can make some changes.
Why would you bring him in as a consultant when you're gonna end up ultimately hiring? That's just that's just the delaying the progress.
Okay, I will go for that. I will concede that. I'll definitely say that Robert Saleh is a better coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Right. This is week 5 versus week 10. And like I said, after this week, coming out, you have no nothing. You have no buy, no nothing. That's why I said they set the Detroit Lions up for failure. The NFL did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Who gets a buy, man, week 5?
Yeah,
Nobody.
I would agree with you on that. But you win, you get a tougher schedule. And they want to make sure they get the
Come on, you usually get a bye like week 9, week 8. Yeah, you got bye week 5.
Week 13, week 12.
Right.
Yeah.
Week 5. It's about to get real tough. Real tough.
All right. Speaking of Robert Saleh, what really happened? Did Aaron Rodgers get him fired? Was it because he wore the Palestinian flag on his team shirt? What do you think? What really happened?
The late rapper Tupac Shakur had a saying: "There's a bear in the woods and wipers with a white fluffy rabbit." Absolutely. He picked up the phone and he said, "Okay, remember in the Pistons documentary, Bad Boys, and remember Jack McCloskey, rest in peace, and they were coming off like a tailspin, and he came down to the practice and he asked Isaiah, he said, man, what's going on?" He said, "Jack, we in a bit of a slump." And he said, "Well, Isaiah, what you think we need to do?" Boom. What did they do? Traded Adrian Dantley. Mike McGuire. Okay. Remember when they made the trade? Bill Laimbeer came on and said, well, maybe we're not going for the championship this year. They ended up winning it, right? Because Mark McGuire had all this baggage. That's what happened. He went up there. He got on the phone. The owner got on the phone with Aaron. And he said, well, what's going on, man? I don't know, man. No, talk to me, Aaron. What's going on, man? It's Robert Saleh, man.
That coach.
You think we need to make a change? If it was me, yeah, but I'm not in charge of that. Who you gonna listen to? Same way LeBron. LeBron go upstairs to Genie and Rob all the time. How you fire Darvin Ham? How did you fire Darvin Ham before the season is over? He already know he gonna lose his job. Just like the cat before him. They fired this dude before they.
He heard it from a reporter.
Is a coach killer, just like Aaron Rodgers. What did I text you? You was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Good morning." You like, "What's going on?" The crybaby strikes again. He a crybaby.
He has won 2 games in 2 seasons. All last year with injury, and they 2-3 this year. They won that first game. Great. They won that second game. Everybody talking about how the Jets are back. Now they 2-3. What do we say? 3rd place in the division. They could easily win their division if they do what they're supposed to do. But our solid prediction was 3rd place in the division. And that's where it looked like it's headed.
And not to mention, the dude, he was supposed to take y'all to the Super Bowl. That's what y'all said. Y'all said all we need is a quarterback. You got your quarterback. But like I said, it comes to a point where Aaron Rodgers has to look in the mirror. To me personally, he trash. He washed up. It's over.
Father Time is undefeated. Yeah, I had to agree with you. I'm not saying he's trash, but he's not the Aaron Rodgers that's going to put up the numbers that he's been doing in Green Bay.
Right.
He's not.
And then to get my man fired, you didn't even do it right. 5 games in the season. If you was going to do that, man, if you was going to do what you did Tuesday, you should have did that when they lost the 2. And they were 2-2. Then they 2-2. Because now, basically, you're showing your fans in New York that y'all saying the season is over. How many times you make these type of decisions and it comes out on the positive end? It never does.
Right.
You already demoted Nathaniel Hackett from play calling. Your DC is the new head coach. The dude on the defensive side of the ball don't have no clue on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't even. But like one of the reporters said, you will never understand the New York Jets. Their organization is horrible.
Yep, you're right. They are the former Lions of the AFC. Of the AFC.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna still say they about neck and neck with the Bengals. Cause the Bengals, the Bengals, yeah. That Marvin Lewis. That was an atrocity. With the
Marvin
Red Rocket.
Lewis had too much talent not to win more than what he did. I hate not to say that.
The Red Rocket.
You have to say that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We got Jaden versus Lamar. Washington going to Buffalo. Going to Baltimore tomorrow. You can't really call it the has-been, will-be game. It's I would say the now versus the could be future. Jaden right now is playing very, very well. Are we gonna pencil him in right now for the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. As of right now, yeah.
Okay. I think it's a good chance right now that he will be the Rookie of the Year. He's playing very well. So far over the season, he has 1,135 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's been playing very clutch down the stretch. A lot of those yards that he has have been clutch yards when they needed him. So far, I would think that he would be the Rookie of the Year. So far, I owe an apology because I was never a Jaden Daniels fan from the time that they gave him that Heisman Trophy to, of course, being picked that high goes along with being a Heisman Trophy winner. So, hey, he proved me wrong. I always say, hey, shut me up, prove me wrong. I will apologize. As of right now, that's my apology. I would have to say yes. I apologize. I didn't think he was going to do what he's going to do. I really didn't.
Where?
Coming out of LSU, playing for Mr. Smack. I'm gonna bang on the table to show how sorry and mad I am, and then we're gonna lose. We lost that game. He's doing well. He's doing well. Kudos to him. I would take my hat off. Well, hats off to the young man. I do got a haircut. I'm good. All right, good. All right, Greg Brown. Great question. What do you think? Why do we think? What makes us think that Salah wants to come to the Lions? Why wouldn't he? Just like Aiden. Same reason I think he would want to come. Both of them from the same city. He's already gonna be home anyway. He gonna get a chance to come back to Dearborn. Hey, just drive around the corner to the practice facility and go and review that game film. You already, everybody has this cachet on every team, no matter, even if they're on your schedule or not. He knows what's going on. So go ahead. Go ahead, hang with the family. What's the first thing you do when something goes wrong? Come on home. We're gonna cook. We're gonna get together. We're gonna commune. We're gonna talk about the other people, how dumb they was. We're gonna circle around and put our arms around the family. And where is that? Of course he's married, he got kids, but come on home to Dearborn. So what's in Dearborn? The Lions practice facility. Sound like a good move to me.
Right down the street from Fairlane.
Right down the street. and Fairlane University, U of M Dearborn, Fairlane University.
No,
I can't tell you them arguments I get into about that. Just making that joke, they really get mad. All right. Once again, don't forget to click like, click share. We are making a good time. We come down the stretch. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. There we go. We got all 6 of them. So go and check us out. Pull us up. We there. We making good time. We having a good show again today. We are moving to the WNBA. We have the finals now in the WNBA. We have the New York Liberty versus the Connecticut. I said that wrong. The Minnesota Lynx versus the New York Liberty. New York, they're the higher seed, but right now they're down 0-1. Previously we did our predictions. I said Vegas. You said the Liberty. You were right on that one. I said the Lynx. You said the Sun. No, I know both of us said the Lynx. Both of us said the Lynx. So we are both looking good. They play tomorrow. No. I just pulled it up. Let me pull that back up real quick.
You're right. They play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow.
Play tomorrow at 3:00.
3:00. Yep. I still don't know why. Maybe because they say we're such a niche audience, they can get away with getting people that's gonna come to see them play at 3:00 on a Sunday, on a football Sunday. But what do I know?
Because all your big games ain't till the evening. Dallas and Detroit play at 4:25. So you already have an hour and 25 minutes into the WNBA finals. Plus, who don't want to see Spike, right? Don't you want to see Spike with his New York Liberty jersey on?
He talking, man. He is true to form. New York all the way. He talking mad cash.
Gotta be, man. He can't put that. Look how much disgrace he didn't have with the Knicks. You gotta find
still
something.
there. They won't even let him come to private interest no more. He's still showing up.
Right.
He a Knicks fan. He a Liberty fan. He a Yankees fan. And I bet you he gonna be out there with the Mets too. He gonna go out and support all of them. He gonna be at all of them. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Now let's go ahead and give our prediction. Who you think we gonna win that series?
I'm gonna take the Liberty. I'm still going with the Liberty, even though they're down 0-1. I think they tied up tomorrow. I think Sabrina and Stewie get it done, and then they head to Minnesota.
I'm going with the Lynx.
Okay.
I'm going with the Lynx.
Why you never make captain?
And here's why: when your coach ready to fight the other team, you gotta go. You gotta go with that team. The coach, if coach saying meet me outside, and him and the whole team up in the by the locker room.
Okay.
I'll go with that team. Besides, the Lynx been playing a little bit. They've been playing very well right now. The Liberty, where they've definitely played better in the regular season, and they're still playing consistent. I think the Lynx are a little bit. They playing a little bit tougher right now. So that's my real reason. Of course, I'm joking about the coach. She gonna get a nice little fine. That's funny. Coach like, okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. If your coach got there, ready to fight, you got to back your coach up. We got this, coach. We got this. We get him on the court. You got to like that. She gonna pay $100,000 though. She gonna pay $100,000.
Right.
The Lynx are paying for it. All right, we coming down the stretch, and as always, no, I'm sorry. I want to make sure we give a shout out to Courtney Williams. Led them on a big comeback. They were down like 10-12, and they wound up winning the game like 6 points after Courtney Williams hit some big shots down the stretch, hit a 4-point play. So it's going to be a great series. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on both games tomorrow, Cowboys and Lions and the Lynx and Liberty. So we're going to see what's happening. All right, Mr. Marcus, we're going to take a quick pause for the calls as we jump into Stupid Sports News. All right, Mr. Connor Stallions cannot stop talking. What's wrong with you, boy? Have you heard the latest?
No, what's the latest?
He was on somebody's podcast, and what he said was, we sent information to Ohio State about Michigan State, because we needed them to beat Michigan State so it wouldn't be a three-way tie at the top with Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State going into the final weekend of Big Ten in 2021. That was the first thing. Okay. And then they released actually this morning, I'm going through and I see this morning, he says they released another clip of the podcast. The only two teams in the Big Ten not stealing signs were Iowa and Michigan State. Which kind of made sense to me. I don't see Ferentz feeling like he got to steal a sign.
No.
He feel like, well, what I got down here, the kind of offense I run, ball control, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, throw it when I have to. We're gonna be okay, and they're gonna win 75-8% of their games, and that's what happens.
Correct. With the pink locker room.
That's why we're gonna put you in the pink locker room. That's right.
Right.
That's right. They talk about how famous it is that school sitting in a paint crew the day before. How soon can we get in that locker room, Coach? Friday afternoon. How about Thursday? They go back and they paint the locker room back to the team colors that they're coming in. So yeah, a lot of gamesmanship. So yeah, a lot of gamesmanship. So yeah, I can see Ferentz feel like he don't need to do that. I think it was just, I don't know, because the athletic director won't, don't play stuff like that. Being a former police officer and an investigator, if he found out that they were cheating, stealing signs, he would have a fit. But they also said Michigan State never changed their signs, and any of the time that Tucker was there. If you're not changing nothing, of course everybody gonna figure you out.
Right, old Mel. Mel just won't go away, will he?
Oh, and I need to throw this in. I almost forgot. He getting sued again.
What?
Old girl suing him again, saying for what did she say? That he, what's the word? Not harassment, but saying that she what how do you say it when they say that you defamed? He felt like she said she basically was saying because he used my name wrongly, I'm gonna sue you. She's suing for like 30 million. She's suing for like 30. He ain't got 30 million. He just maybe that's why he filed for bankruptcy, knowing that she was gonna sue him again.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, but that came out this week. He's being sued again. So Connor Stallions still over in Mumford. I wish those kids the best. Like I said, it's about the kids. It ain't about the coaching staff. Cam Newton, you sent me this one. I was gonna post it, but there's a lot of cussing. Of course, Cam like to say flip flying filth. I'm not mad at him. He grown. He can say what he wants. This basically was saying is once you get to be the age of 30, you too old to be a sneakerhead.
Disagree.
I happen to disagree with that.
Disagree.
And here's why. When you get to 30, you pretty much can afford to be a sneakerhead at that point. When you a kid, if you buying sneakers every week, you ain't paying your bills. When you get to be about 30, you pretty much
could be 30 and not be paying your bills neither.
It's a higher probability that you're making better money.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, sir. Not necessarily. We agree to disagree. Not necessarily. If you're 30, right? Here we go. If you're 30, I don't know if you remember when Jordan first came out, when he was playing, they were only $135, right? There was $127.99 plus tax. It was $132.75. See, I remember. Jordan came out back then. Jordan's came out on Wednesdays, right? He moved it to Saturday because he could make more money. When he moved it to Saturday, that upped the price. So now you're talking about a $200 pair of sneakers that used to be $132 a pair of sneakers. So we're talking about almost a $70 difference. Well, $68 to be exact. Okay. If you're 30 and you're still at home for whatever reason, what are you probably paying? Nothing, but probably a car note and car insurance. That's even if your car insurance is not in your parents' name, right? So you don't know what responsibility of DTE, Comcast, because every cable is probably already established, right? So you're only paying a car note and probably your cell phone, which means all the rest of your money is your money, right? So you're able to get them whenever they release. Now, and contrary to his thing, like I had showed you in the thing, remember he went back and said, well, I know the guy now, but back then I couldn't afford him. Right. So of course you're gonna say that because you couldn't afford him. But you weren't saying that when you was charging $150 for the football cleats that you were wearing when you was at Carolina. How do I know? My godson played for Cass. His junior year, he was like, man, I want some Cam Newton cleats. We go out there, I pick the cleat up, turn it over. I was like, $150? Nah, man, you better go and get these Nike Sharks. Right? Because what I'm saying is, it's easy to point the finger when you're reaping the benefits, right? But nah, like me personally, like I don't know if you remember in the video, the one guy said, if I don't get them on the app, then I just don't get them. Yep. The quality of Jordans isn't the same to when Mike was playing, right? So a lot of the stuff that he comes out with, he comes right back out maybe a year, 2 years later. Like he had a pair that just recently came out. The suitcases. They came in a suitcase. They retail for $300. I ended up paying $420 for mine. I had to pay an extra $120, but I wanted the shoe. At the end of the day, I don't have kids. I just have me. When I feed myself, I feed my family. Everybody don't have everything.
That's my point. You are in more of a position as an adult.
No, because when I was staying with Irene, rest in peace. Even though I paid a car note, cell phone, and all that, and Marcus can validate my story, I still had other bills. I still had student loan payments. I still had this. I had thanks President Biden too for forgiving my student loan, but I also had that stuff. So it became priority over necessity. To meaning once now I live by myself. So the new Jordans come out, but my rent due. What you think I'm gonna pay? I'm gonna get my rent due. I got a roof over my head. Them Jordans, I can't sleep in them Jordans.
Right.
That's where a lot of guys don't have priorities. I have been there where guys was the shoe $250, right? A guy got $300. He like, man, I gotta make this $50 last till I get paid. But he like, I got the Jordans on. Yeah, but you only got $50 in your pocket.
How you gonna eat and put gas in your car to get to work?
Well, McDonald's meals is $5.30, so you eat that 10 times. That's $50 right there. I mean, they don't think about it like that. They don't think about I gotta get a haircut, or I gotta get a lineup, or I'm gonna have to put gas in the car, or I gotta get lunch for work. Because a lot of people look at it like, well, I go to work, I can eat. Somebody always has a birthday party. That's just the bare necessity. But yeah, I did
agree with him.
Huh?
What I did agree with him saying is that I don't see them, why people need to be standing outside. I think they, in a lot of states, they stopped allowing them to do that because people were getting robbed, lined up outside the mall, outside the Foot Locker, and they literally had to have armed guards out there. I saw when I was here one time.
Well,
they had armed guards.
What you have to, when it comes to that, you have to pick your poison. Like, okay, what I mean by pick your poison. If I come up to you and say, hey, man, you like, what's going on? You want my spot? You like, yeah, okay. It's so many scams going because you got dudes who will say, give me $40, you can have my spot. You give him $40, you turn around, that ain't even his spot. And then this dude gone. So think about it. If he do 10 people like that, that's $400, right? So you got that scam. Then you got the scam where guy come up and say, hey, man, you don't want to wait in the line? No. Okay, look, I'm before you. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my credit card. Just give me your money. You give him his money. He turn around and call Chase and say, stop payment. Like when I do it, Chase will let you go so far before they turn your card off. It's been times I have stood out there and Chase has called me. They're like, is this you, Mr. Holmes and Mr. Ellis? Yeah, that's me. Because I done bought 2 pair. And they know, usually they know they go probably see 1 pair. They gonna see 1 pair, but they gonna see 2. And it's like, with my card, I had a chip. So you can't just slide. You gotta put it in there, then pull it out. Then I'm like, okay, say like, you want another pair? Yeah, put it in. Here come the phone call. 1-800-935. Hey, Mr. Holmes, we noticed an activity at Foot Locker at Fairlane. Yeah, that's me. There's times they have cut it off because that's the technology now. But if what's the difference of standing in line for a pair of Jordans when you stand in line for an iPhone? Same thing.
I don't stand in line for an iPhone.
No, I'm just saying that was my thing. That was my distasteful disagreement with Cam Newton. They don't say no when they stand in line for iPhones. When iPhone 16 come out, it's lines wrapped around them. It's lines.
Jimmy Fallon did a whole story out there for his for the Tonight Show. How they was out there standing on that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. But that's what I'm saying. What's the difference?
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I disagree with Cam Newton.
My mom used to always say, God rest her soul. You work for the things you want.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I agree with you that you should be able to be a sneakerhead over the age of 30. Why? To me, it's cost prohibitive. To me, I don't disagree. I agree with Cam Newton when he talked about having people waiting in line. I don't think people should be waiting in line, especially since so many people got robbed and hurt in the process. So
what's the highest amount you would pay for a pair of tennis shoes?
I don't pay over $100 for nobody's shoes. I'll pay good money for dress shoes, but I don't spend money on gym shoes. Anybody know me? I'm trying to find that $45 good looking deal. Oh, they look good, they fit. I can wear these with black or white, and these gonna last me about 2-3 years. That's me.
What? I don't even buy shoes on sale for $100. I put it to you like this. The next time you here, we can go to the mall. Watch how they treat me when we walk in Foot Locker.
I agree with
you. Come on.
I agree with you because they know you come and spend some money. They see me. They see cheap dad. When I go to my kids' shoes, we're not buying that, son. You can put if you want $100 shoes, you get 50. I give you 50.
What?
I'm not buying.
That's fair. That's fair. Now that's fair. You willing to meet me halfway? So if Junior wanted the Jordans and they $230, you giving him $115?
No.
You're not giving him nothing.
$50. I'm giving him $50. My son has bought shoes since he's been over 18 and got his job with his own money because Dad ain't buying that. That's not what I'm doing. I love you, son, but if you want to look good, you can look good. I'm gonna buy you something that's gonna fit your feet, that's gonna last, that you can wear in multiple areas. If you need some work shoes, because you working fast food, we can get you some slip 9 grips. I got you, but I'm not buying. I'm not buying that.
You're not buying no Jordans?
I have bought Jordans. I bought my daughter some Jordans for her prom. She wanted to wear Jordans under her dress. I did buy the Jordans then. She got some ones. We did buy Junebug like when he was like 15. But I was like, June, I better see these grades right because I'm gonna take them back.
And here we go with the grades, man. See, that's that parenting. Man. Here we go with the grades. What does that mean? He got all A's and still can't spell Michael Jordan. What does that mean? That don't look. Grades don't got nothing to do with footwear.
Some children like that, but I can tell you for mine is incredibly intelligent. Does he work as hard as he should? No. Therefore, that was the incentive. The incentive. I need to see these grades. We're not getting these shoes.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna say I never have. I have bought the shoes in the past, but it was discussion. Me and the wife. You sure you don't want to buy? What? What do I wear? I will. Now I'm not gonna lie. I will spend some money on some dress shoes. Why? Dress shoes gonna last for 3-4 years.
So okay, what's the price range on the dress shoes?
Well, it depends. I go to K&G. I go to Hudson's. I mean not Hudson's, but I go to JCPenney. I go to a Men's Warehouse, and I can see what fits and what looks best for what I'm wearing at the time. I spend $125, $130. But I'm still looking for the cheapest one I can find before I get to that.
Oh man, you gotta come to my class, man. You're gonna be my special project this year.
How not to be cheap with buying shoes? Is that what we're gonna call that class?
Yeah, we're gonna call that class "How to Buy Jordans 101," but taught by Professor Holmes. I got you, man. I got you.
I know enough people to where they know how to get the shoes and know the people to get them. I could get it if I want to. But that's just, I've never liked Jordans beyond the ones. And there was, I think, the 5s, the 1s and the 5s. My dad bought me a pair of 5s or 6, and I kept them in my closet for 2 years. Never wore them. Then I wore them a bunch of years later. But
Okay.
the ones,
see you later, see you next Saturday,
the
sweetest day. This guy's crazy. This guy that lost his mind. See you next week, love and stuff, people. Have a nice weekend.
Man. Last one in the Stoopid Sports news. Ole Miss is being investigated for 2 words. Fall down. What does that mean? They are falling and faking injuries. You can see the guy on camera pointing. You can see his mouth saying, fall down. And they faking the injury. And the SEC is investigating them for that. Yeah. One more quick thing. There's the 17 league. They've been talking about the Big Ten and SEC. And they both said, no, that's not what we're trying to do. But it's been reported they were trying to do that. All right. Predictions. We in the last segment. We predictions. We're going to predictions. All right, let's see here. We got Ohio State, Oregon. Who you got?
Give me OSU 27-17.
Okay. 27-17. I'm going with the Buckeyes as well. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a test. I think they're gonna take it away late, but it's gonna be a test. It's gonna be kind of tight early to about the third half of the fourth. I'm gonna say 35-25. Texas, Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. What you got?
Give me Texas 21-17.
21-17. I'm gonna go Texas as well. I'm gonna go, and here's why. Texas has been giving that game one in the past. I think because of Sark. I think Sark is a good enough coach to keep it together. Oklahoma, for some reason, they play big in that game, no matter what. I'm gonna go Texas though, 28-21. Ole Miss LSU. Who you got? Ole Miss LSU.
Give me Ole Miss. Ole Miss. 24-14.
I'm going to go LSU because it's at home and it's at night. I'm going to go LSU 35-28. 35-28, LSU. Penn State, USC. In USC, another one of those games where they're going across the Mississippi all the way out to California for Penn State versus USC, who has been playing up and down and enigmatically over the last couple of weeks. Who you got?
Give me the men of Troy, 31-24.
I'm going to go with Penn State. I'm going to go against the tree. I'm going to go with Penn State.
And that coach.
I'm about to say, even though they still got James over there, I'm going to go Penn State. I'm going to go 23-21. Going to the pros, we got Washington and Baltimore. The pseudo has-been will be game.
Give me Jay Daniels for the upset.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me Washington. Let me see. Washington 31-24.
I'm going with Baltimore because why? They at home.
Yeah.
I like Baltimore at home. And I'm going 28-21. Chargers and Broncos.
Give me the Chargers 24-17.
24-17. I'm going to go Broncos. Against my better judgment, I'm going to Broncos. I'm going against my better judgment. I'm going to say Broncos. Why? Because my brother-in-law nickname is Bronco. It's his birthday week. So I'm going with the Broncos. Let's see here. I don't like this game. I'm going to go 31-28. All right, Buffalo going down to the Jets. New coach.
Man, give me Buffalo. Buffalo 28-17.
I'm going with Buffalo too. Why? Because the Jets defense is mad. It's been very reported widely that the defense is mad with Aaron Rodgers. They're mad with the coach, and they are, because they said it was unnecessary for them to fire him over because of that. Right. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo, and I'm gonna go on 42-12.
Wow.
All right, we got the rematch showdown. Dallas and the Lions.
Give me Dallas 17-14.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Okay.
I'm going with the Lions. Even though it's in Jerry's world, I gotta go. Gotta go with the Lions. 35-18. 35-18. All right. Next week, on the next couple of weeks, we're gonna probably get our NBA preview going. We're gonna start with that probably, if not next week, the week after that. I got to see when the exactly when the season start. NHL has started. Say it again.
October 22nd.
So yeah, we definitely next week is definitely going to be the NBA preview. There will not be a poll. We're going to come right in and work on and look at that, getting that taken care of. Sweetest Day is next week. Of course, once again, another holiday that was intended for men that women have taken over. So make sure you get your lady friend, mom, wife, work wife, whatever it is that you got taken care of for Sweetest Day. Whatever you, however it is you working, you take care. Who probably not taking care of you? Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Make sure you get that car and the flowers because they're gonna be on the off ramp, selling all the stuff at the gas station and then not giving the gas station no money in return. All right, everybody, we back October 19th. Once again, another great show. Thank you again, sir. Thank you for another great show. Go Lions and Viva los Tigres. Go Tigers.
Well, okay.